How you doing, family? Hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. Just wanted to do this quick video for you guys so you know two things. Number one, how to navigate through your Apex dashboard, and secondly, how to utilize TradingView to enter your trades and exit your trades. Oh, and yeah, and thirdly, how to link your trades together if you want to copy trade them. So first thing first on Apex, right, guys? You don't want to get hit with an unnecessary subscription. So please make sure that you guys are canceling your subscriptions once you pass your challenges. Whether you pass it manually or pass it with a bot, you want to make sure you cancel your subscription for the accounts you're no longer trading or the challenge you're done with, so you're not getting charged every month. So you want to click this active subscriptions right here. And here are all your current active subscriptions. So as you guys can see, the only active subscriptions I have is the live accounts I'm currently trading. Any account you pass, please cancel it so you're not getting charged. You're not asking me like, hey, Mike, what's going on? Please, please, please cancel your subscriptions for the accounts you passed. As you guys can see, for these live accounts, once I activated them, it's $40 for the next 10 years. I'm never going to have to worry about paying a monthly bill to Apex ever again. Well, ever, period. So secondly, when you go back to your dashboard, you're going to see your account login and password. It's the same thing you log into TradingView, and also the same thing you log into for Tradovate to link or to trade live, right? So over here, I just want to show you guys exactly how to take a trade. Let me go ahead and cancel this real quick. So first things first, I just wanted to show you guys exactly what trades pairs you will be trading. So with Apex, they only trade futures, not forex pairs. So we're talking about US 30, NAS 100, gold, and S&P 500, also oil. So as you guys can see here, these are all the pairs you're going to trade under the future section. NQ1 is NAS. This YM1 is US 30. ES1 is S&P 500. MGC is gold. And then here are your micros, right? Sorry, GC1 is gold, but MGC, anything if you have, this is the same thing as NAS as this, but this is the micro. So with the micro, what it allows you to do is it allows you to get into more expensive pairs for cheaper. So essentially, you're taking the same move, but instead of risking, $1,000 with on the Nas Mini, right, you're able to just risk $100 on the micro. So let's go ahead and I'm show you guys an example of that. But let's go ahead and break down exactly how you would take a position. So let's say hypothetically, right, I'm over here on gold and I want to take a gold buy. What I would do is I'll come over here and hit trade. And if you're not signed in, when you hit trade, it's going to ask you to sign into your Tradovate with the login password I gave you. You hit trade, and over here, you're going to see where you can do a market execution, a limit, or a stop. Right. So let me just grab my charger really quickly. Right, so you can do either type of order, and you can use up to 4 contracts with a 25K account. Now, one thing that you have to know with the 25K account, when you're in the beginning, before you build your drawdown, you must use half of the contracts. So essentially, you just want to be using max 2 contracts till you build your buffer. Then you can kind of get more aggressive. But essentially, what you'll be doing here is, you can hit your take profit and stop loss. And usually it'll be on ticks, but I like to put mine on reward so I can know exactly how much I'm losing or making in dollar amount. Now, what I like to do is I like to go to stop because it allows me to see this visually. Right? I can see this visually, put my stop loss based off what place on price I want to put it, and also my take profit. And as you can see, as I move this on the screen, right, it shows me what my reward will be. And if I wanted to make my reward $200, it'll calculate where that needs to be for me. So pretty great feature. And then you just go to market, right? You go to market. Let's say I want to do 2 units, and I would just go ahead and buy. Right. So as you guys can see, now I'm in the trade. And you can also edit your trade while you're in it by simply dragging your sell limit and your stop. And this over here is your TP. This over here is your stop loss. Pretty simple stuff. So once you're in the trade, like I said, you can edit it if you wanted to, and you can also take a partial if you wanted. And simply the way you do it is if you're in a buy, you just want to sell 1 unit. So right now I'm down $6. If I want to close this out or I'm up $2, instead of risking 2 units, I only wanted to risk 1 unit. I simply would come and hit sell because I'm currently in a buy. So whatever you buy to get out, you have to sell it back. So if I wanted to close half of this, I would hit sell. Right, and as you guys can see, it closes. Instead of me being up $10, now I'm up, $3, which was just 5, and I'm risking 1 unit instead of 2 units, right, or 1 contract, sorry, instead of 2 contracts rather. And that's essentially all you really need when it comes to entering. You just enter, exit. You can, move your stop loss to break even. Let's say I wanted to go break even right there. right? I could do that. So if this ever, was to pull back and get me, it'll take me out. I'll just hit confirm. All right, so if this pulls back, you guys can kind of see it happen live. But essentially, that's how you get in and out of trades. If you wanted to close it immediately, you'll just press the X, and it's literally that simple to be able to maneuver when it comes to getting in and out of your trades. And it shows you your account balance. It's currently a account that I'm passing right now. It shows your account balance and your equity right there, how much you're up right there. Very simple. Like I said, if you know how to use TradingView, this is nothing new. This is just now you're executing on the platform, which is super smooth. Now, if you want to group your trades together, this is where things get a bit more complicated. So you're going to come over here to Tradovate and sign in with the same login, and then you hit Access Simulation. All right, so once you log on to Tradovate, the first thing you want to do, so your screen will not look like this. It's going to look really weird. Anything you don't want to see, which is pretty much everything, you can hit the X at the corner of all of these to kind of just get them out your face. But again, only if you're going to be trading here do you really have to edit it. And even that, you still won't really need Tradovate for much except to enter the trades if you want to group trade. So again, it's for if you want to group trade alone. First thing you need to do is come to application settings over here, go to add-ons, scroll all the way down, and where it says group trade, you want to hit active, right? Activate. Mine is already activated. That's why it's great, but you want to hit active, right? Once you do that, right, you come back, you come back to your Tradovate, you can X out of there. And where it says my account, right, this is where you can toggle between accounts. And real quick, let me show you guys exactly how to toggle between accounts. Ooh, this trade's going crazy. Let me go to just the same account, same trade I was showing you guys earlier, but let's trail that up a bit. But again, I wanted to show you guys this real quick. You can also toggle between accounts here. So as you guys can see, I have a live account here and also an account that I'm still working on passing for somebody. And that's essentially just how you toggle between those accounts. But coming back over here, same thing with Tradovate, you can toggle between both accounts. And what you could do is you hit manage groups. That's how you group together trades, so you could trade them and link them together. If you want to trade them separately, it's going to have to be on TradingView. You can't trade it on TradingView and expect it to link everywhere else. It's not going to work. So this is literally the only way to do it. You hit manage groups, and over here is where I'll hit the plus sign to add a new group. So I'm just going to say BTM as my group, hit OK. And what I do is you're going to see these accounts that are available over here to merge. I'm just going to bring one over here, bring two over here. And with this 1 and 2, you can kind of change up how many you want to risk. You can be more aggressive on one because essentially, right, if you wanted to risk one unit or one contract on both accounts, right, then when I go to enter my trade, I'm going to have to put 2 because it's going to disperse it to both accounts. I'm going to talk a little more detail about that, but essentially, if you wanted to risk more, let's say I wanted to risk, 2 here and 1 here, and I risked 3 contracts, right? It would split it like this would always risk double what this risked, essentially. So once what I had to say, but honestly, I would just say keep it even, keep it real simple. What you risk here is what you're going to risk here. Is 1 to 1. You hit save. Boom, I successfully added my group. So now if I go to BTM account group, now I'm connected to both accounts at the same time. So if I was to press buy market, it would buy both my accounts at the same time. Now here's the key thing. If I want to risk one contract on both of them, I'm going to have to put 2. Meaning if you had 3 contracts and you wanted to risk one contract on each account, you'd have put 3. So given that I have 2 accounts and I want to risk one contract on each, I would hit 2. If I want to risk 2 contracts on each, I would hit 4. So you have a little basic math, a little first grade math you got to do. We're here to get the money. So if that threw you off, it gets worse. You tripping? It's very simple, right? If I want to risk 2 contracts on each, I got 2 accounts, I'm multiply by 2. Now it does get a little tricky when you have let's say you have 13 accounts. You're like, all right, I want to risk three contracts on each account. Now 13 accounts, okay, you just do the math real quick. That's 39. You'll type 39 over here, and it'll give each account 3. I'm pretty sure you guys got it. And then you can hit buy market and get right into the trade. But that's not going to give you a stop loss or a TP. So what you could do is you can come over here to where it says trading, right? And you can do, a simple thing, just like this is the same thing as, what we just looked at over here, where you just buy one or buy two and it just puts you in the trade with no stop loss and TP. But you can hit advance, right? So you can hit advance, and you can actually set an ATM, which is essentially, you can look it up on YouTube. I don't want to get too complicated, but an ATM is pretty much where it kind of brackets trades for you every single time. So you don't have to worry about your stop loss and TP. It just gives you the same one every time. And then you can go in and edit if you want. But essentially, that's how that works. But all you literally would need to do is put your, again, quantity. So if you wanted to risk one contract on each, that's 2. When it comes to stop loss, right, you would put value, and you put the amount that you wanted to risk, right? If I wanted to risk, take profit, I wanted to make $100, and my stop loss is $50, and it's going to be on each account, right? It's going to be on each account. It's my stop loss and TP, and you would just go ahead and hit send. Now, I don't want to get into the trade. Did my trade hit me at break even? Yes, I think it did. I'm not really sure. But anyway, everything dispersed, so I just figured it took me out. But if I was to send it, right, it would essentially get me into buys for each account, right? So that's essentially, all you have to do when you want to link them. The way, like, if we're talking about, okay, realistic day-to-day, what your day-to-day would look like if you're trying to trade, if you're trying to group trade, and of course, this is not the ideal place. It's real ugly. It's not the ideal place to trade, but you would have to get a little used to it. But essentially, this is all you would have to do. So if I'm trading micro gold, all right, would you like to use the previous chart setting indicators? Yes, just to keep it the same. Okay, cool. So I have gold here, right? And let's come to the most recent chart. All right, and like I said, this thing is I'm still getting used to how to utilize this chart personally. So forgive me. Oh, there's an arrow right here. There we go. Alrighty. So essentially, if I wanted to get into gold buys, right? So if I wanted to get in gold buys, what I would do is I would come here and figure out what I need my parameters to be. All right. So if I wanted to get into gold buys right now, let's say I wanted my stop loss to be here at the low, right? I wanted to get in gold buys. I wanted my TP to be here, right? And I wanted to risk one contract on each. I understand that my risk is 83 and my reward is 56, right? So I know this is what my parameter is. All I have to do is now come to Tradovate, right? Hit my trading, and you can have these side by side. And literally, in this, you would hit 2, because again, you want one contract on each. You hit two contracts, change this to value, and essentially you would put your, I forgot what I wanted to make, 150 and risk 80. So I just put 150. And for my stop loss, I put 80. And again, you can go in and you can edit it. So once you hit send, you can still go in here and it would automatically pop up on each of your accounts. You can go in and edit it as you will. That's essentially how your day would look like if you wanted to link them together. Now, I'll tell you this, there are some third-party companies that I am looking into that you can just trade and just focus on TradingView, and it links to everything else. So stay tuned on that when I can get more details on that. But for right now, if you did want to, link your trades, that's essentially how you have to do it. You have to do it on TradingView. On Tradovate. Again, you can just not have to even worry about anything. You could just, put in your amount of contracts, and of course you have to multiply by the amount of accounts you have, and then you can come in here, you can edit them, one by one. So that's essentially pretty much all there is to it. Again, if you're not really focused on linking them at this moment, you just trade strictly on TradingView. Once you want to start linking them together, yes, you will have to get used to Tradovate, but that's just like every other platform we had to get used to. You simply adapt and do what you have to do to get this paper. All right, family, enjoy the rest of your day. Let's go ahead and make this run amazing.